Hey, Men's Couch. It's Micah back with another mini episode. I'm here to discuss some of the things I've been learning on my own journey, and something that I want to share with you all of how I've been learning how to navigate a season of conflict with a friend. So essentially, for since the summer ish, I've been navigating just conflict in this friendship. This particular friendship, we're very close. We're kind of like brothers. I would say we're like brothers and or spiritual brothers, if you will. Um, but this season of conflict caught me off guard because I never really navigated a season of conflict necessarily. Well, intentionally, with intention, with a friend, and having the other person be intentional too. Um, but there are a lot of things that happened, and um, there are a lot of hurts, a lot of misunderstandings, and just all of that. And as someone that I'm someone that is so interested in the topic of men's relationships and men's friendships, I want to share with you what what navigating conflict in friendship looks like. First of all, we have to when conflict happens, it's normal. We have to normalize conflict in friendship. Because if we don't normalize it, then every time we hit a rough patch or disagreement with a friend, then we are going to think that it's time to let go of it. And I did that. I was in that place many times. I kept trying to, just shut this person down, shut down the friendship, and kind of throw in the towel because I believed at the time that that was the best the best option or the only option that I had, because really I'm not, with my history and my personal journey of friendships, I'm not really used to having to intentionally navigate conflict. And which leads me to another point is when we navigate conflict, you can't we try I think it's important for men that we don't be passive. I think it's if we see conflict as an opportunity to grow, then that means we have to navigate it with intention. We have to, share our thoughts, share our feelings, and share our if we've been hurt, we have to be safe enough to express it to the other guy. And I know that as men, it's hard to do that in that context to say, "Hey, you hurt me in this way," or "Hey, I feel like you're not you're not honoring me when you do this." That takes a lot of courage and discernment to do, and it's hard because as men we're not we're not so used to doing that, and it was very hard for me to be vulnerable in this friendship because I'm not used to doing that at all. Growing up as a guy, it's not like a thing for me, but through this conflict has taught me how to do that and how to be courageous in doing that and be assertive about my own needs. And we have to, if we want to see, if we see the potential in a friendship and we want it to grow, then we have to learn how to be vulnerable. And that means sharing, when you feel disappointed or when you feel that, things aren't as they should be in a friendship. You need to communicate that with your friend, and we normalize that level of communication and vulnerability in maybe romantic or even family relationships. But when it comes to friendship, it seems more there's a lot more, I guess, of ambiguity. But friendships matter just as much as other relationships, and that's something that um, we need to we need to incorporate. We need to incorporate that mindset. And when we compartmentalize friendship to kind of set it aside, and when we say, like, in our minds that this doesn't matter, then we're not going to grow the friendships that we want. Because I think as men, we all desire long lasting, deep friendships where we have a community of men to call brothers. And that's what I am doing with the podcast, and the movement that I'm doing is I'm making a movement of men where we can change the narrative of how we do friendship, and instead of maybe having it just maybe just having more like a looser um, type of friendship, if you will, for lack of a better word, we can have a more fulfilling and more spiritual brother, build like a brotherhood or a family of brothers, because I think that's what men really want, but maybe we have a hard time getting there. Maybe it's because we just don't have the tools or the skills, or maybe we have fears of what that will look like because we don't want to be seen, and we're afraid of like people perceiving our close relationships as romantic or sexual in nature, and that is a highly problematic thing now. But if you take anything away from this short podcast clip, take this: be sure to be intentional about your friendships, and not that every friendship needs to be deep, but the ones that you really want to grow close with and want to be called brothers, allow conflict to open those barriers so that you and your friend can become closer. I'm out.